All right, let's get it started, man. So today is August 24th.
Kobe Day.
Kobe Day. So one of the things that just got announced was that they're going to name a street after Kobe in Los Angeles.
The street outside of the Staples Center. So it's Figueroa Street will be unveiled as Kobe Bryant Boulevard between Olympic Boulevard and Martin Luther King Boulevard, according to Los Angeles City Council member Herb J. Weeson Jr. And I don't know about you, but I've only been to Staples Center one time. I've been there one time, and that was to see the Drake and Future concert. And I had such a good time there. But once I read those street names, it just became so familiar. It's literally right outside the Staples Center, so it doesn't get more authentic and real than that.
I think it's a little bit overdue. Like, I think it's like, hey, why hasn't there been a Kobe Street? Like, Kobe represented LA to the fullest, you know? And I used to work right across the Staples Center for 5 years.
Wow. So you know that side pretty well.
I know exactly where that's at. And I used to work literally right across the Staples Center. There used to be this tall white building. And it was kind of right next to the Hooters. I don't know if you've ever been to the Hooters right across the Staples Center.
I don't know where that's at.
So
I don't know where that's at.
I plead the fifth. So yeah, I used to be there all the time across the Staples Center. I used to walk that every day within the Staples Center to just, go to LA Live and go to, well, back then there used to be a ESPN restaurant.
Yeah, the ESPN Zone.
ESPN Zone. Yeah, they don't have it anymore, but.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely overdue as well. The only thing is that we're now starting to embrace the let's give our legends a rose while they're here.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of when they're gone. And that's definitely something that we're now trying to implement, just given the passing of Kobe and all of our great legends. We just want to celebrate people while they're here and give our praise and appreciation while they're present. So this right here is great. Whether it was happening now, it happened previously. I'm just glad it's happening at all.
Well, also, too, wasn't it his birthday this past weekend?
Yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there you go. Happy birthday, Kobe.
Happy belated birthday.
That's awesome they're naming a street after him.
Yeah, it is.
All right, what's up next? We have Anthony Rumble Johnson. He's re-entering the UFC drug test pool, right?
Yeah, the mandatory drug testing program and plans to compete at light heavyweight, which is super exciting to hear now that John Jones has left the building.
Oh, yes. So it's going to make it more intriguing.
Kind of opens up the pathway for him to get to the top, I think. I mean, he left on top, so why not throw him against a number 5 contender, somebody up there? Yeah. Which, if I'm not mistaken...
Well, he did really well in the light heavyweight division, except for, obviously John Jones. Well, did they even fight? I remember they were supposed to fight, and then something happened, right?
No, he fought against Cormier, though.
He did, and then he lost.
Yeah, he lost
twice.
Which stylistically, it was,
Yeah, it wasn't a good.
It's not a good fight for him. But someone like Anthony Smith, I think he's ranked number 5 in that division. If he wins against Rakic, I mean, who knows how quick I think it's 6 months, right? Mandatory 6 months that you. I don't know. They do exceptions all the time.
Oh yeah, but I feel this specific year, 6 months is like next week.
That is true, and who knows? He could have already been inside that drug testing program, and we just didn't know. Yeah,
well, that's exciting news. I cannot wait for Rumble to come back.
Yeah, that division just needs some spark in it right now that John Jones has left the building, and what a greater spark than that.
Yeah, I think he has a great opportunity now to get that light heavyweight belt.
He does, and he deserves it. I mean, he's dude's a scary guy.
He's huge. Have you seen him in person?
No, I have not.
Dude, I went...
Actually, you know what? Yes, we did. We saw him at 214.
Yeah, at the Anaheim. He was doing some signatures.
I remember looking up like this.
Huge.
I remember looking upwards.
Well, not only that, he was like bulking at that time. And I was like, what the heck? You just leave the UFC and all of a sudden you just gain like 40 pounds of muscle?
He was like competition lifting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Well, for sure. They have to... USADA has to be in there.
That's why he left the drug testing program. To do what is, do what they do.
Well, he had retired, and then he was training some fighters in BKFC. He's actually in those events all the time.
He has some business negotiations with them, right? Like I think he's not a president, but an ambassador or something along those lines. Yeah. He's been active in the sport. He's been staying around violence, and he's obviously itching for a fight.
Yeah,
run it.
I run it, man. I'm excited.
All right. Throw him against a top contender for sure.
Dude, next up, we have some Canelo news. Dude, we have not heard nothing about Canelo, Triple G, or like the big names.
Yeah,
in
nothing
boxing.
from boxing. It's been like they've been sheltering their big fighters for the floodgates to open back up, and now it's like they kind of realize this is the world that we live in, so let's adapt to it.
Yeah. So WBC orders Canelo versus Yildirim.
I'll take that.
All right, for superweight middleweight title.
Yeah, the WBC has announced it has ordered Canelo Alvarez versus Anvini Yildirim for the vacant WBC super middleweight championship. Previous champion David Benavidez vacated the title after missing weight for his August 15th fight. This is good for Canelo. He needs to get back in there. He needs to start building some momentum. That way he can generate some more title fights.
Well, not only that, it's good for DAZN because DAZN gave him a lot of money when they first signed the contract.
300 mil,
something
upwards of like that.
I was like, he was one of the
10 fight deal,
something like that. Well, he had when he signed it, what was it? 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was like somewhere like 3 years ago.
Yeah, but he had the highest contract, not named Mayweather.
Yeah, I mean, DAZN needs him out there fighting.
Yeah,
so this is good. I mean, and plus they're ordering the fight, so you can't just pick and choose in this sport. They mandatorily, dictate who you're going to fight. You have to fight that person, or you got to vacate that title.
Well, not only that, we have UFC pretty much is the only game in town at this time. Granted, boxing is coming back
slowly,
but they don't have their big names, and now they have Canelo coming back, which everyone's gonna get that fight.
I'm gonna tune in for it. I mean, we've been itching for a Canelo fight for some time.
I wish it was Canelo versus Triple G3 because I have my own theories on that, but whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't want to run that back. At least not anytime soon. He's just like keeping him on the shelf, letting Triple G just age and age, and Triple G's just staying active. And I mean, I hope they run it back for a third time.
Well, I think I did mention this to you. He's actually training in Big Bear right now.
That would be amazing to get that painting that you had made for your brother for his birthday, which I probably spoiled the gift. But to get that signed by Triple G, I mean, Big Bear's like a 35-minute drive. If you're watching Triple G, please hook it up.
Hook it up.
For Lewis.
All right, man. Let's get into the next current event.
Oh, my goodness.
Oscar de la Hoya is coming out of retirement.
Yeah, he's returning to the ring at the age of 47, 12 years after his last fight. He's an 11-time titleist, confirmed he's ready to end his retirement. Now, I have a question.
Ask away, bro. Ask away.
Generally, when people come out of retirement, don't they have a fight already lined up? Isn't there some sort of promotion that's going on to build up some hype? This guy is saying that he's coming out of retirement. That's great. So who are you going to fight?
Have no idea. And which is crazy because you heard Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. were going to fight, and there was a little buzz. There's no buzz behind this announcement.
Well, because it feels like empty substance, like there's just nothing there. It's like he wants to generate some talk and some push on his name and some looks on YouTube, the algorithms, how that works. But he's not introducing an opponent. That to me is a red flag. It is, it's concerning. It really is, because at this point it's like, if you're going to come out and make this announcement, at least finish the entire statement and just say who you're going to fight.
Or maybe who does he want to fight?
Or, some options. Okay, for example, when Mike Tyson was talking about doing this charity event, I believe Holyfield was an option as well.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so he has two different opponents. There's other people that he could have fought. Who is De La Hoya going to fight?
I have no idea, man.
Paulie Maggiolini? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just throwing stuff out there because it's literally who.
Yeah, he just announces he's coming back out, and that was it. But it's a funny story. I met De La Hoya back in 2016, and I was the only MMA guy in his what was it? It was almost like it wasn't a press conference.
I would say just like in his immediate area.
Well, it was for his Oscar de la Hoya's like Thanksgiving giveaway food drive. And they had a lot of people at the media there, and we're talking old school boxing heads. I am the only young gun, and I'm the only guy who's at that time I believe I was freelancing for the UFC, and De La Hoya was let's say, pooping on the on Mayweather versus McGregor fight,
dropping the deuce,
so he was hating, dude. So he was telling everyone there, he's like, bro, you don't think I can go 2 rounds at least with McGregor? Come on, guys. And I'm like, bro, you think you could go 2 rounds? I was like, hold up. If he's talking strictly boxing, okay. You
possibly,
possibly,
but who knows what type of shape he's in?
But who knows? But I almost got a feeling that he was talking about in MMA, and I'm like, excuse me, sir.
I'm glad you kept your mouth shut. You were there on other business.
I was there on other business.
Official business.
Yeah, I was there to photograph a different boxing event. It's like semi-pro. I believe it's semi-pro when amateurs become pro, but they don't have that much fights under their record.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was there to go photograph an event in LA, and met up with this journalist, and I just overheard Deloya talking all this stuff, and I'm like, bro, ooh, this is gonna come out, and it's coming out on the Ringside Beer Show. So
yeah, seriously, hey brother, what you say can and will be used against you on the Ringside Beer Show.
Anyways, I specifically remember that. I was like, dude, the first time I met Oscar De La Hoya, he said this, and I was like, and no more than like arm's length, and I'm like, okay, bro,
yeah,
okay, all right,
well, I mean, you're coming out of retirement, so you can hit up Connor for a fight.
I know. I mean, we can make it happen. We can make that happen.
We made the Floyd Mayweather McGregor thing happen.
We'll see, man. So,
why not, huh?
Well,
pull it out the bag.
So they asked Dana White. He's best friends with Oscar.
Yeah, they're extremely close.
They're best buds. I think they broke up a heart, and that one's carrying the
one
necklace.
One says best, one says friend.
No, but really, so after this weekend's event, the Frank Edgar versus Munoz fight, the press asked Dana White, a good friend of yours, Oscar De La Hoya, has announced he's coming out of retirement to box again, and Dana White replies, "Cocaine ain't cheap, isn't cheap." Oh my God! I was like, I couldn't believe it. I thought he was going to be a sincere answer or something. He's just no.
I mean, that is a sincere answer.
Oh, super sincere. But yeah,
I truly felt that answer coming before he said it. I knew he was going to say it. And as soon as he said it, it just felt so good to the ears. I'm like, that was just the perfect response to that statement. That was hilarious.
Well, Dana White and Oscar De La Hoya have always been beefing, and it started off with a Mayweather McGregor fight.
Yep.
And
he was extremely passionate about that fight not happening.
Yeah. So, that's the weekend after, if I wasn't mistaken, it was going to be Canelo versus Triple G, and that's a great fight in its own. You didn't even have to essentially put down Mayweather McGregor,
right?
And
yeah, completely different.
I felt like you had a missed opportunity to be like, hey, that's a great
wave.
Promotion. Let's me and you do something. Canelo versus another best guy or something.
Yeah, ride that wave.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Co-promote. Like you see you can co-promote and make a ton of money.
Too much pride nowadays.
Well, anyways, that's when the feud started between De La Hoya and him, and Dana White, I should say.
Yeah, and then ever since then, it's just been an ongoing back and forth. And, I mean, Dana White does not hesitate to exploit Oscar De La Hoya's shortcomings and shenanigans.
Yes. Anyways, I thought that was a super honest answer.
Yeah, it was very genuine response to if you know Oscar De La Hoya and you know his past and you know Dana White and his past and how they feel about each other. It was literally the most funniest, perfect response that Dana White could have said. Yeah, man.
I can't get enough of it. Continuing Dana White's press conference, they also asked him about what's his name? Scott Coker's comments. Go ahead. You take this one over.
The president of Bellator. So in reply to Scott Coker's comments that Bellator now has the best light heavyweight division, Dana White's response was, isn't he cute?
Well, yeah, because even when he was explaining the answer, it's like, hey, we let go of all these guys, and now you have them. So essentially, these are all the rosters that,
It kind of feels wrong when you ask that question. Like, does Bellator have the best light heavyweight division? I mean, is that really a legitimate question to ask? I truly don't know, especially now that Anthony Rubble Johnson is coming back to the UFC light heavyweight division. That literally puts a stamp on the significance of Dana White. Like, hey, look, we've already released all those guys.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of have our leftovers with all due respect. You do got some good fighters over there, don't get me wrong. But, you know, these are, you know, yes, we can have these questions like, can these guys compete? And we'll get into that with UFC fighters. But realistically, no. That division is not beat out by Bellator. I mean, not in my
Don't
opinion.
get me wrong. They have some good guys, but they, you know, if you're going to go head-to-head with the UFC, with their top guys, I don't know, man.
I really don't. I just don't see it happening. I mean, we're going to get into it later, but I really don't see one or two fighters from Bellator that can
compete with the high-level UFC guys, yeah. But that, yeah. He said, isn't he cute?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't blame Scott Coker. He's got to do these things, right? He's got to sell.
He got to sell
the fight.
his product, yeah.
Yeah, you got to sell the product, and, you know, you live and die by the brand. And so I understand that. The thing is that when you're talking, it's like Pepsi and Coke, you know?
If you follow the sport of MMA, you know that the majority of the fighters that got let go went over to the Bellator.
I should rephrase that. I should say it's more like Coke and RC, Cola.
Oh, that's
more genuine. Because Pepsi, I mean, it's got its fans, right? And, you know, and it's pretty, I would say it's split down the middle with Coke. I'll have one or the other, right? But if you ask me if I'd rather have a Coke or an RC, well, I'm taking Coke all day, baby. All day. So I'm taking the UFC all day.